I'm Wilmot Collins, Mayor of the City of Helena. And to honor Black History Month, I want to introduce you to some of the moving history of our amazing town. Most people don't realize that Helena once had a thriving community that was second only to Seattle when it comes to Black culture. In fact, a Black man was among the discoverer of gold in the Gulch. And I'm not even the first Black mayor. That was a guy named E.T. Johnson, elected mayor in 1873. One Black mayor every other century is not a great record, but it's a good start. Helena was by far the most significant Black community in the Montanan territory. Nearly 1/3 of the African American people in Montana in this period lived in Helena and nearby valleys, boasting the second oldest Black community in the Pacific Northwest. In fact, just 3 years after the 1864 rush to Last Chance Gulch, Black people in burgeoning Helena were numerous enough to establish and support community institutions. According to the census of 1870, Helena's community contained 66 African American residents, just over 2% of Helena's population. Helena also became a ground zero for the early fight over school segregation in Montana territory. In 1875, Helena's African American community contained about 19 school-age children. That year, the Helena School Board created a segregated Southside school for children deemed colored, creating an entire separate school for so few students put a big price on prejudice. By 1890, Helena's African American community was some 279 strong and accounted for almost 20% of the state's Black population. 20 years later, the census listed 415 Black or mulatto people in Helena. The Helena community was the state's largest, accounting for about 1/4 of Montana's total Black population, and also its most important, serving as the heart of an interconnected web of African American people that stretched across Montana and the surrounding region. African American newspapers in major cities to the east, like Kansas City and Minneapolis, regularly reported on affairs in Helena. In 1910, Helena ranked second in Black population in the Pacific Northwest among the 16 cities that boasted 100 or more Black residents. At that time, African Americans constituted nearly 4% of its 13,000 residents. As you all know, I'm Wilmot Collins, Mayor of the City of Helena. And you know, originally, I'm from Liberia, West Africa. And I was accepted into this state and this community, Helena, and was quite surprised at the welcome I received from my family and myself. This has been a long journey, and I want to thank my Helena community. Thank you.